let's start it up. Let's get it going. We got a lot to talk about today because this character has made some gains. We've changed some things, and there are probably, as you have seen, more changes on the way. Path of Exile 2 continues to be an amazing game. I'm having a blast trying out different stuff on this character, seeing what feels good, and you know, just seeing what we need to do to continue to meet the challenges that are ahead of us. You know, the campaign was different at different phases of the campaign, so we had made adjustments. Now we're into maps, and maps have continued to be like a lot of fun, but like doing our farming of low maps is different than doing the sort of tough, slower progression of the higher maps. So things are interesting, and we even changed things up for the Sanctum run that we did to get our third ascendancy. So you know, things continue to be in flux for this character, but it's a lot of fun, and I'll show you guys where we're at right now because we did make some changes, and we're kind of in an interesting spot right now. So first things first, we got our ascension, our third ascension. We went for the AoE on slams and the chance to aftershock on slams. I think that life is really, really cool. I think that if you really wanted to come all the way over here, 40% more damage against heavy stun enemies is pretty cool. But I think this is just reliable. Hulking form is awesome. Earthbreaker into ancestral empowerment is awesome. And that's what I decided to go with. But check this out. We made some changes. My tree used to be pretty densely packed in here, but one of the things I was feeling, especially in Sanctum, was that my character was feeling a little slow in terms of the gameplay, and so I had to get some attack speed, man. I'm a real big attack speed enjoyer. That's just how it is. I like running fast and attacking fast, and PoE 2 is a little bit more of like a chunkier moment-to-moment gameplay game. But I still want to be not taking, you know, 5.5 years to cast one Sunder, that sort of thing. So we switched things up a little bit. So we shaved a lot of points off of like some extra stuff. Like we took points out of stun buildup. We took points out of heavy stun. We took points out of stun threshold and strength. I mean, it's tricky, man. It's tricky. But I like these talents too. Like those are nice. But yeah, we took some of those off, and like maybe what I could do is actually get away with like going back into some of it, but we just needed points for travel because we needed to come over and do some other stuff. So we still have a lot of the shield nodes that we had before. I still like the block. My block is still capped, but we also shaved off some armor. I'm trying to look. We shaved off even a little bit of strength. We shaved off this armor right here. So we sacrificed some defense. And then I also even cut off this right here, which I liked the rage when I got hit. I might have to go back to this though. I'm not sure I can really let that go, especially because it gives me increased armor and stuff. It's just awfully nice to have that, but we're gonna give this a try. This is something I did. I haven't actually tested yet, but the reason for that is because we wanted to go over here real quick. It's a little bit of travel, but again, it gets us into skill speed, and skill speed. The 6% of skill mana cost converted to life cost is actually unfortunately not doing anything for me. But this does affect attack speed, cast speed, warcry speed, right? Which is nice. So that helps with everything. Skill speed is just everything, which is cool. Attack speed is a little bit different, right? Attacks are directly used by your weapons, so we are using attack speed for like slams and other things like that, right? So that's just how that works. But we got the attack speed after traveling into here a little bit. Decided to pick this up. I thought I unspec'd this, but I guess not. I wonder where I got those points then. I'm trying to think. I'm like, where did those 2 points come from? But anyway, we still have the increased AoE. We got that over here. But then we came down even here for attack speed. Dexterity I don't really like that so much, but it does give me accuracy. And accuracy having, you know, being capped out is very, very good. So this is my tree at level 87. So level 87 is pretty cool. We're making gains. I'm not getting a lot of value out of unnatural resistance right now. I don't even know. Am I even 80 res? Yeah, okay. So I guess I could put on, I could put on a tiny bit more fire res. to get a little bit more, I think. Maybe not. Maybe we're capped because it would be 79 or 77. No, this is actually like perfect, making use of the exact amount that we have here. Because I think we have like, no, I think we could actually put one more on. Like it should be like 82 or 83 or something. I'm not gonna think about all the math. But anyway, we have just enough strength to wield our weapon at the moment. Maybe just a little bit over. I think beef is better than traveling into. Like that's what I was thinking. I could drop these 2 nodes and then travel into this again, so you get 5 and then 7. It's 12 strength with stun threshold, but I mean I think the 25 strength for life is okay. I do notice that my character can get stunned sometimes when the mobs are kind of empowered, so that's freaky. With my jewels and stuff though, I was able to come, instead of do this block right here, I wanted to get this block. What, did it not save? Yeah, hold on. Ah, I thought so. I think these are not what I want. I want this.
Nothing is set in stone.
Now we're block capped. Yeah, okay. I guess that's what happened. Yeah, no, we want these. Because we got an anointment on my my necklace. And how you anoint your stuff, by the way, is you got to get these delirium things and actually into your inventory. And then when they're actually in your inventory, you can click it, and then you can pull your amulet in and put some combination of those little distilled emotions. And you can see what, not everything can be anointed, but like, for example, like some of these can, right? So like we could even instill polymathy at some point if we really needed the stats. Or eventually, if I find a really good weapon, we probably will maybe take some stuff out of here again and then come down here. Because another fun thing to do in the future is bleed. You can get actual just chance to bleed, right? And then you could stack that with this chance to bleed, which I do kind of like. This one right here, I was thinking about even doing this, but I don't know if 14% chance to bleed is good, but if we ever have to equip a bigger weapon, we could come down for the stats again, like we did before, and then do some stuff here. Right now, my weapon is like not that high damage, but I needed attack speed desperately, just to sort of like be able to live my life. So I decided to go ahead and get attack speed. So the tree is changing a little bit more travel than I'd like. I love the idea of hulking form and just staying just like right here and never traveling and just like getting as much stuff right off the warrior side as you can, but I needed to attack a little faster, so we got attack speed here, here, and here. I also decided that I really, for a little while I was playing without it, but I really like the Warcry stuff. Empowering Warcries to do giga damage and then having the Warcries empower an additional attack is awesome. And then I also went for the Warcry cooldown recovery rate, more damage, more AoE, more damage, and then Warcry speed and cooldown recovery rate. So, because I find myself in these tier 15 maps, which are really fun to do, they're just kind of sketchy. My main glaring weakness is still chaos resistance, so I'm gonna have to work on that still. We are working on that, primarily just by farming resources and trying to get good gear. Although I did learn something very cool today, so shout out to Balg on stream, is that if you use a chaos essence on gloves, the only mod that it can roll is chaos resistance, so that's really good to know. But this build is kind of designed to have some amount of clear. You can still run around and clear pretty well. The defensives on it feel okay. And I still generate some rage. I think I had like 1 rage on melee hit in my jewel, so like we technically get some rage, but losing this kind of stinks. I'm gonna miss that. Part of me always wants to try this out more. I'm playing a block build, so it's not like super reliable, but if you weren't playing block, this attack speed and armor on hit would be so fun. I still might want to do it at some point. I don't know what I would change out to get it, but I do want to do that at some point. That'd be awesome. Maybe drop a Warcry node or something like that. But I want to see how these Warcries feel, because again, my clear should be fine in the low maps. When you get to high maps, I'm kind of like sitting back, Warcrying, and like mega slamming these rares from kind of far away. So we're kind of sniping them with Sunder. And I think empowering my Warcries lets me do that. So I'm going to try this setup out with the extra Warcries and stuff. And I think it should feel pretty good overall. That's what I'm working with. I think, again, in the future, we may go for some stuff down here. That would be a pretty big change. I think in the meanwhile, some things that I would want to pick up immediately are either some survivability in the form of the stun threshold stuff, which is like cool but not super exciting. Maybe come back over for stun build up into strength and stun build up stun threshold, which is not super exciting, but it is good. Things that are like fun for me ideally are this stuff over here where you get rage on hit and then it contributes to your armor, or just a giga amount of armor when you get hit with attack speed. That just sounds really fun. I'm just not sure if that's where I'm gonna go with it. Also, another really good thing to do is just increased AoE and AoE in damage, because AoE is good for us. But we've kind of completed the Warcry setup that I wanted. We have some attack speed. Part of me does kind of want to drop the skill speed, but I don't know. I think that the fact that Warcries are affected by this is kind of a big deal. So it should just kind of allow us to kite these rares, Warcry and Sunder, before they can like walk up to me and kill me. Is kind of what I was thinking. Blocking should count on hit stuff. That'd be amazing. If you could block and still benefit from the when hit stuff, oh, that'd be so sick. Yeah, I mean, you still get hit sometimes when blocking, but it's just not like super reliable, right? Like you leap into, right, the gameplay for me right now is leaping into a pack and bone shattering it, and then when there's something strong, I'll Sunder it. I do like Stampede a lot, but I dropped Stampede for just some of the higher maps just to have a stronger stun reduction threshold. Oh, and by the way, I did change something in this setup just so I could have a little bit more talents. I went down here instead of up here, so hopefully it doesn't nerf my damage too much. And Tikva, thank you so much, man. Big flex for you, pumping us up, getting us started, man. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the love, man. And you guys can hang out on Twitch for your drops, and you can gift 2 subs for your pet still, so thank you for that. This is the blood magic. This is the no mana thing. It's just right up here. It's pretty convenient. I like it. I think eventually maybe I'll drop this just to get a couple more points to work with, but I hate messing with mana. And I could go this side of things, but I feel like that's so much, it's so much more investment when you could just do this. So, I don't know. It seems fine to me, but we'll think about it. Maybe at some point we'll do something different. Yeah, no mana is very nice as long as you have like some healing. And we have the leech amp, and we still have the life recoup, which is nice too. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at right now, boys. Again, all this kind of like balance of offense and defense and speed and utility is something that's constantly changing as we progress in the game, which is amazing. It's amazing that that's how this game works, right? There's so much stuff to learn and do, and what your character needs to be able to do changes as you progress, and I love that because the sort of build crafting and theory crafting and seeing how certain things feel just is awesome. So, I'm having a blast. I'm having a great time. What we're also doing is we can take a look at our skills. So I'm actually using Mace Strike a bit now. If you look at my bar, Hammer of the Gods is just tracked on cooldown here. I'm still Sundering at range. I'm Mace Striking just a little bit. I'm trying to drop Rolling Slam. I use Leap Slam to kind of get around, get into and get out of combat. I use Bone Shatter to clear packs. I use my 2 War Cries to set up damage. But I also just have this. I have my Hammer of the Gods over here. If I use Stampede, I put it there on that keybind. But Mace Strike, I'm not using this one. Mace Strike right now, I just have this kind of like random stuff. This Mace Strike, I just have it holding jewels that I might want to use, or gems that I might want to use at some point. But yeah, right now I just have it doing a little bit more damage at close range. I have it generating me a little bit of rage. I have it dealing a little bit extra damage and armor breaking a little bit. I'm still using Overwhelming Presence, but sometimes when I'm doing maps, I could just swap out Stampede for that. And then when I do swap out Stampede, I like to put Stampede with Stomping Ground is fine, Momentum is fine, and then something else, like maybe just Bleed, just to avoid having to switch everything else out. You could make this Stun. There is a fun way to do it where if you're stunning stuff, you're getting to heavy stun status with this, then you could put the heavy stun armor breaks, then you could put the armor break armor explosion on there, which is pretty cool. But right now I'm not really running with that. I'm just leap slamming around and calling it good, because that works. That works. But we'll plop this in here though, just to keep it consistent. And I'm just running Overwhelming Presence right now, because we were doing kind of higher maps, and I just want to make sure I'm getting that stun threshold on the strong monsters. So for my Sunder, I'm using Aftershock, so it has like a 60% chance to Aftershock, which is great. Upheaval, so it's a big AoE. I have a hideout now, so I can show you that kind of stuff. And then it's ancestrally boosted, so every 6 seconds it does like a big AoE. And you can Warcry that. And then we have Bone Shatter. Aftershocks when it heavy stuns an enemy. And you're pretty much only using Bone Shatter when you're primed for stun anyway. I have this one doing that break armor heavy stun. And I have this one doing explosion. So it's doing like 3 different explosions because the mob usually dies, which makes it do Herald of Ash explosion. The Aftershock from impact explosion. Then it does the armor explosion as well. So leaping around and exploding packs is pretty fun. It's pretty good. I don't do Stampede. I wonder if you could just use leap into the heavy stun armor explosion stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Stampede's just kind of fun. It's a big AoE. But I also agree that like leap Bone Shatter is pretty dang good too. You're just not benefiting from the aftershocks when you Bone Shatter, but you are going to get a little aftershock from leap, so I agree. Speaking of leap slam, I've got it still creating consecrated ground, so it's going to heal you in the little area where you land. I have it having more attack speed so that you can zip around faster. And then right now I have it with a little bit more stun buildup. I also do like leap slam with stomping ground, just for like maybe a little bit more damage. But again, I was using this as part of my like heavy, like higher mapping stuff. And you know, again, higher maps have stronger monsters, they're more stun resistant, they have more HP. So I wanted to make sure I was continuing to prime them with stun or force stun with leap slam. For my shouts, I'm using Infernal Cry with Daze, so it helps build stun if I'm near them. They also deal more damage, because sometimes I'm like sitting back and I'm just using Infernal Cry from range and then blasting a rare. It's like off to the side of my screen, which is cool. I'm also using Seismic Cry, making it come off cooldown more quickly, making it have bigger AoE, so that when you do stun something, you can kind of shout at them from far away, get your guaranteed aftershock from shouting at a stunned enemy, and then bloosh, letting it rip with the Sunders. And then I'm also having it generate rage for me. So usually I'm using this after stunning like a strong enemy, and then you shout at them while they're stunned. You're going to get some rage off of it and then blast them. You can also spam this for rage, even on enemies that aren't stunned. You can just spam it, so you can just continue to get rage from packs of mobs, which is cool. Hammer of the Gods. So I'm still using concentrated effect on this. I was considering using something different though, because sometimes I want it to have a little bit more AoE, so I might put something else. I might even just like do bleed or something. It's not as juicy, but I might just do that just so that it has a slightly bigger AoE. Because sometimes I don't like it to miss those mobs that it's hitting, but when it blasts, it's really nice. I have it casting just a little bit slower, but doing a lot more damage, and the bleed is fine too. Herald of Ash, I have that for helping with clear and giving me accuracy, and Time of Need, I have that for giving me regen and the debuff removal. I love Vitality. I just don't have it in my setup right now, but I do really like Vitality. I think it'd be nice to have. I just, you know, again, just gotta make some choices with what you're using, and so Vitality is just not currently in the mix. I'm gonna put this in here for now. It's not currently in the mix. Got some maps to do today though, looks like. And that's what we're rocking with right now. I like this setup. Pretty much the gameplay is a lot of leaping, a lot of bone shattering. The Stampede is fun, but I think I like being a little bit more in control. And with the attack speed, it feels really, really smooth to just leap slam Bone Shatter, because I also have my Bone Shatter qualityed up, which is cool. I'm pretty down bad for a couple things right now. I'm pretty down bad for Chaos Resistance, and just general, like, I could bolster resist a lot. But the other thing I'm kind of down bad for is I need more of those Jeweler's Orbs. I need some greater Jeweler's Orbs to bump up my skills. I have one and I put it on Rolling Slam, which I'm not even using now, so all mine are 3-slot gems. Somebody on YouTube was suggesting that I would use some of the extra gems I had and vol them to try to get them to 4 slots, so I might do that today. That would be cool. But a couple things, I've already qualityed up my Bone Shatter to make it faster attack speed. I've already qualityed up my Hammer of the Gods to make it a shorter cooldown recovery rate, so I don't know if I want to do it on those ones, but that is a good idea to try to get a little better one. Yep. I think there's a nerf coming for the Warcry spam builds and the Stampede Armor Explosion build. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see. In terms of my gear, I guess I'm not really using those two mechanics too heavily anyway. For my gear right now, I did get a weapon. I changed my weapon. It's a little bit lower damage than the one we were using, which is this one. This one has more damage, but this one gives me that nice 19% attack speed without giving me too much less damage. So I really wanted the damage, but attack speed is really important for me right now. And attack speed is DPS. It's not a bad weapon at all. Physical damage gives you flat fizz, percent fizz, accuracy, which is fine. Attack speed is fine. The life leech is fine. All that's good stuff. But I wanted that attack speed, so we went ahead and got that. In terms of my helmet, I think a lot of this stuff is still the same that you may have seen, but we'll go over it anyway. Big accuracy, big life, mana, we don't really need that. Crit hit chance is okay. What we must have is strength, and then we need fire resistance pretty bad too. It would be nice to see armor, life, resists on any piece of gear, and this one doesn't have armor. So my armor really isn't that high. It's 67% is not very high. But we'll have to work on that. And yeah, you need to get through the campaign to get to maps. Yep. But you'll get there, bro. But I would like to have big life, armor. Accuracy is actually kind of important on the helmet, so, and for me right now, and resists. We need some stuff with like chaos resist and a resist and life, so we're getting to the point where like the things that we need for the build are starting to get kind of up there, but that's okay, we got this. For the shield, it's got block chance, armor, life, strength, 2 resists. Great, I love that. That is very, very excellent. You want a nice, big, beefy, high armor shield with boosted block chance, high life, strength, cold lightning res. Again, I want strength on like every piece of gear because we have a lot of strength requirements for my weapons, and we're just sort of barely hanging in there, but strength also boosts your HP. I only have 3,200 HP right now, but, you know, we could bump that up too. For the amulet, it's pretty bad except for the life and the melee skills and the all res. I would like to see more strength on the amulet. I don't know what all amulets can roll. They can roll like everything. Like it could even roll like percent armor. I don't know. I think attack speed maybe can be on an amulet. I don't actually know, but I think attack speed can be on gloves and weapon, so that would be cool. But anyway, we have plus skills on the amulet. We have life and all res. That's fine. Resistance, life, plus skills, but it doesn't have strength on it. It definitely can get strength, so I would like to get strength. Yeah, and I did anoint it with flashy deflection. So it's 12% increased block chance and 40% increased defenses from equipped shield. I was actually just clicking around with the essences that I had, or the emotions that I had, and it was like, this is an option. I was like, block chance is great. That saves me some points on the tree. Sure. So we got block chance and increased defenses from the shield. So that's cool. That's what I went with this time. I like having block cap. And a lot of people are asking, you do passively block. Just running around in maps, you'll hear your character go like the shield, or like the sound of a blow hitting a shield, and those are passive blocks. Those are all hits you're not taking. That helps a lot, especially against like, you know, little trash mobs and stuff. You can block big hits too, but that helps. In terms of my chest piece, it's big armor, and it's got strength, and it's got cold and chaos resist. Now it looks like it has 5 mods, but it actually has 6. Just one of them is a hybrid armor roll, so it's like a tier 2 increased armor roll. So it's kind of low, but I mean, it gives me armor. Obviously I want life on this, but it is what it is. Armor, life, strength, resist is what I want on every piece of like just armor gear. I mean, some of these pieces have like special stuff they can get, right? Like this is good for accuracy, but yeah, we want like giga armor, giga life, and resist and strength on that, which, so that's something I can improve on, but the chaos resist is so important for me right now. 2-hand mace for the shield. How? Giant's blood talent. Right here. You can wield 2-handed axes, maces, and swords in one hand, but the triple attribute requirements part is like, okay, so you have to have a lot of strength for it, basically. So for my rings, again, not an amazing ring, but it's working on resistances primarily. This one, it doesn't even have strength on it, so this is definitely a huge candidate for upgrade. I would like to see like lightning resist. Base is fine, but fire resist and chaos resist on this would be really nice. Rings can do some cool stuff. It's a good place to get leech, I think, and life, fizz damage added, strength would be awesome. But yeah, that's not an amazing ring, but it's something that's propping up my resist right now, so we'll look to replace that. This is the same story here. Not an amazing ring, but it's something I need is chaos resist, life, and then strength, and then 2 resists. It's kind of a small amount of resistance, but like, you know, you got to take what you can get, and life, strength, and chaos res, and 2 other resistances is pretty good. Pretty good. This is a relatively expensive ring. It's like 20C, I think, so, or 20 exalts. So, yeah, I mean, we're scrounging, but we're working on it. Yeah, raising your shield will block anything except for like ground AoE and red attacks from bosses. The 75% chance to block is just 75% chance to just have an attack get blocked by you by doing nothing, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I need. I just need to stop me from getting one-shotted. So that's how it is. And so my gloves, added physical damage is fine. Life is fine. Mana, we don't need it. Strength, we could use a lot higher strength roll on that. Cold res, it's a lot of cold res, and leech is okay too. I think ideally what I would like to see on gloves is like added attack, attack speed, life, strength, and resists. Life leech there is okay too. But yeah, you want, again, same thing as always. You want like, I mean, I don't even need attack damage, really. I would rather just have like armor, life, resist, and attack speed. So these don't have attack speed. I have gloves that do have attack speed on them. Armor, it's just a teeny bit of armor. And it's not even a hybrid roll. But they do have attack speed, so I could throw exalts into that and see what happens. If I had a really good essence, like a chaos resistance essence that like I could put in that changed it from, I don't know if you can do ones even you can throw on a rare, but anyway, that'd be cool. But regardless, those are my gloves at the moment. And you're able to see what I have socketed in there. I'm just socketing and resist that work. And I wish you could swap these out. I hope at some point you can, but you can't right now. My belt is a lot of armor, a lot of life. Don't need mana right now. A little bit of strength. Lightning resist is cool. So again, for the belt, I want armor, life, resists, strength. Armor, life, resist, strength, and everything is great. Weapon, just to review, I want like flat fizz, percent fizz, attack speed, plus skills, strength. That's all good. Leech is fine too. For boots, I mean, movement speed, you got to get movement speed on boots. You can get 35% movement speed. 25 is what I have here. Movement speed, life, strength, resists, boom. That's great. Just don't need the mana, but everything else is really cool. That's good stuff. In terms of my charm, I'm just rocking a chaos resist charm. Sometimes I'll put on a freeze immune charm if there's like a lot of chance for me to get frozen. But chaos resist charm, I just need chaos resistance, man. Just need it bad. So that's the main thing that's killing me, is my armor is a little bit low, my life is not that high, but we're surviving to most everything except for chaos resist is the things that like really chunk you and can kill you. So that's what we're working on now, boys. That's what we're working on now. Is all of them gains. All them gains. We can probably hop in a quick map. I don't really want to do a temp chains to show off the map because that's gonna make it look a little bit slower than it is. Let's see, what am I on? I'm on tier 11s. Let's see if I can find an 11 real quick. Do we have any 11s just hanging around? Yeah. Let's see if we can get one that's not super annoying. Increased crit is kind of scary. Reduce flash charges. Ideally, we do a map that doesn't one-shot me. That's fine. There we go. Let's see what we got. Just to show you the gameplay of this build. Let's see. I'm gonna leave the irradiated ones for later. I do not like the augury. Deserted or sand spit? Have I done a deserted before? This one leads me to the tower. Let's go to the tower. Let's make our way. All right. Where's the one that gives you a little... Yeah, let's do this one. Let's go have a little look real quick. Let's go have a look. Yeah, the blood magic node is nice. So the play style for this one is a lot of leaping around. It's like playing warrior, except I liked charge a lot. For Stampede, I put the rage gain on damage for that one. These guys aren't even getting that stunned, but that's okay. It's because they have energy shield. But it's a lot of leap slamming around. This is my first map of the day, by the way, so I'm kind of potato, but it's all right. But then Sunder still gets the job done. Drop 2 Sunders. We stun that mob right there, so we make sure we get our seismic cry on him, blast him. Once we get a little bit of rage going too, that'll help. But yeah, I think my leap is maybe knocking their energy shield off, so we're not able to just leap Bone Shatter right now. But when we can leap Bone Shatter, it feels really good. There we go. Just need a little bit of rage, do more damage. Oh, it's actually stunning them. Oh, I see. We're doing too much stunning. Very interesting. If that's the case, I might even take off Overwhelming Presence. But stronger mobs, we can kind of give them just a little bit of breathing room there. Oh, I canceled it because I got slowed. There we go. Drop the Sunder. More leap Bone Shatters. Feels pretty good. If you'd like, I can show you guys what Stampede looks like. because Stampede is another thing that you definitely can do. So we'll pop. This is not with the setup that you would use for the armor break on this build, but he's not stunning. This build isn't we're not stunning people anyway immediately with this. So this is with Stampede. Kind of charge in, do a big blast, bone shatter, charge in, big blast, bone shatter, which is fun because this I can also socket this up with rage, which gives me a lot of rage. And you leave slam around to clear. And I do need to be war crying as well. That's another thing about this build is that you can benefit from the war cries because Stampede is a slam. So that's another reason to consider using it. You can see how big the AoE is when especially when it aftershocks. It's pretty insane. Just walked right into that. It's fine. I still do like Bone Shatter a lot, and I like Leap a lot. Leap is one of those things where it's kind of like something I would never really want to drop because it lets you like go through enemies, so you're not stuck. But the Warcry damage and AoE is really nice, so it ends up being pretty smooth. And I do feel a lot faster now that we've got the attack speed. So when I see like a big scary rare over there, I'll just chuck a Hammer of the Gods at him. The Aftershock might hit him if it Aftershocks. It didn't. So it kind of missed, but still get in there. War Cried up. Oh, little Divine Stir. You'll love to see that. I don't think I'm going to use that on anything. I would just sell it. I'm just selling everything right now. We need that currency. So anytime you knock anybody down, make sure that you hit it with your Seismic Cry to get the guaranteed Aftershock buff. I'm pressing Infernal Cry frequently too. It comes off cooldown sort of quick now. Jumping all the ranged packs. Blast and standing in poison, that hurts. No Leap Quake in this game? Actually, you kind of do have Leap Quake. If you wanted to, you could just do the little shockwave deal upon landing on your Earthquake, or on your Leap Slam, and then it'll do a little bit. Right now I have that talent on my other one though. I have it on my Stampede. It makes little like shockwaves where I charge to see. But you can drop that on Leap if you wanted. There's a rare here. Goodbye. Nice. Yeah, so whenever I see a rare, we'll just chuck the hammer on them. For bosses, you can like try to stun them and then do the big one shot on them. But right now, I just have it set up a little bit differently. I don't even know if I'm using the armor, like armor breaking consume the broken armor to do more damage. Gem, I don't even know if I'm using that one. I like it on Hammer of the Gods, but I think I was mostly consuming their fully broken armor with Sunder. So you kind of just throw the hammer at them first and see if it like kills them or builds some stun threshold on them, or stun build up on them. But this has been a really smooth build. This is not a really high map. On the 15s, I'm playing it a little bit differently. On the 15s, I'm like treating every mob with like the utmost respect, and I'm kind of like staying really far back and, you know, Warcry sundering it from range, and then when it finally gets a little bit lower, or when it finally gets primed for stun, I'll leap in and go Bone Shatter it real quick, and then, you know, get out of dodge, right? But yeah, you could Leap Quick. Let me show you what that would look like if I took the Stomping Ground off of that and I put it like here. But you can do so much cool stuff with these builds. And as I get more like sockets for my stuff, you see how it kind of puts a little shockwave where I land, and where you leap from it puts it down. So you can do stun build up, or you can do the shockwave, and it probably has a very similar effect. But as you get more skill gem sockets for your skills, you're gonna be able to do even crazier stuff. So I mentioned that I auto attack sometimes. You can kind of auto attack to prime them for stun too, but if you fight a stronger mob and they're not really like dangerous to you, you can just kind of walk up to them and bonk on them a little bit to build the stun build up on them. But then I can do the more stun build up with this attack, and that's fine too. Still love Bone Shatter. So anything to prime him up is good. Is that a rare? Oh, the rare's on me. Whatever. Nice. Some good drops so far on this map. Don't mind if we do get the day started, huh? Oh, I need to check my vendors. Guys, remember that every day that you log in, the vendors reset every day, and I think they also reset whenever you kill a boss. When you kill a unique monster, so check your vendors. They can definitely give you some pretty cool stuff. But with this build, I just gotta like make sure I'm war crying more frequently, I think, is the main thing, because my war cries are empowered twice, right? And my shouts are also on a pretty short cooldown, so I can really make these things hit hard. Because I'm doing some kind of combination. I'm not doing like a super slow wind up and just heavy hit build like I kind of was with the stuns and stuff, and kind of going for the two-handers at first. Now we're a little bit faster, a little bit tankier. And my wind up isn't just stuck in an animation. The wind up is just, it takes time to perform a war cry. But then after performing a war cry, my next two attacks are, the damage is increased by quite a bit, so. And at tier 15, I'm probably playing more like this. I'm sitting back and I'm looking for monsters. I identify the pack, I hit them with the Sunder, I'm rolling away, wait until they're stunned, then try to go finish them off. Showing them a lot of respect, but in the lower tier maps, we're kind of able to just leap in or charge in and then blast them, which is cool. Double buff, you just have to have enough spirit to use it. So, sometimes I'll even triple buff. You just need enough spirit, and you get some spirit just by completing the little extra bosses that you see while you're doing the campaign. It'll let you know, like, which ones will give you the buffs, because it'll be like a little plus sign on them or something like that. So we can try to do this one. We don't want to do any extra damage. I'm kind of a weenie when it comes to these things. I don't like,
Yes, go after the treasure.
I don't like doing that. Don't want to do any bleeding. Yeah. Oh, okay, I will not call myself a weenie. Sorry. I'm just playing very cautiously. You're right. Thank you, baby. Arch doesn't want me to call myself a weenie. Thank you, sweetie. You're right. Just playing cautiously is a good idea sometimes, isn't it? Treating the mobs with respect. I don't like the temporal guy. Just walk over here and just start hammering them with Sunders, fully juiced up Sunders. That clear is pretty fun, huh? Hammer of the gods. Bink, crank, bonk, bink. Pretty cool. One monster remains, just leave one alive to tell the tale, but the build continues to be really fun. It's a build that I've been able to play, you know, to my 3rd ascension now. It's a build that I think has a lot of room to like grow, just in terms of the path we're on. It can progress. It has a lot of like ability to pivot, which is cool. We could do bleed later on if I find a really good weapon and I need a lot of strength to use it. We'll probably just path down to polymathy and maybe like invest in bleed along the backside, because my attack speed will fall off. What I'm talking about is my attack speed will fall off because instead of doing this stuff, we'll have to do this stuff like way down here. But going down here will give us more access to like this up here if we wanted to go to this bleed. This is a lot of bleed stuff. Then we could also like quickly dive into the bleed stuff that is coming off the war cries, like right here. So we could even like come through here, get the jewel, and then come through here, because this is good AoE stuff too. So the pathing that I would take, I'm not sure if I'd go the bottom side, which I actually don't think I'm picking up very much on the bottom side. So maybe I'd actually more like come through here, get the jewels, and then grab some AoE and come down into this for this. If I got a really good weapon and I'm like, okay, well, I got to give up attack speed. We're going to hit slower. We're going to get hit harder, and we're going to apply a bleed. That's kind of like where I could see the build going, but just in terms of gameplay, I really like attack speed. It feels really, really smooth, and we're kind of entering a phase where I do want to do tier 15s, and we can do them. We just need to be a little stronger, and we can do them slowly and make sure we're gaining XP. But another thing we need to do to make that whole process smoother is just keep farming the heck out of maps. And this build has a combination of heavy hitting and AoE from the Warcry buffs that we get now, so that we can clear and handle strong mobs that pop up along the way. Oh, this is a good reminder. Let me show you guys what I'm doing with my atlas. Thanks, Noriani, for reminding me. I am trying to get maps. I like maps. I think I got one of the, like, some of the main stuff that I wanted. I grabbed all of these waystones could be a tier higher. I grabbed that first. And then I also grabbed just a little bit of this, like, tablet effect. I don't know if I really want this. I like these. These are kind of like safe buffs, because the precursors, I think, are usually only positive, right? But then the things that are on waystones can be negative too. Like, you can make the enemies have way higher, like, crit against you. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But anyway, the precursor stuff is always nice. So I got a few of those. And then I did decide to come through here to grab the increased quantity of waystones found in your map. And then I came down here to grab the increased rarity of waystones found in your map. And then the waystones have a 20% chance to be a higher tier. So that's what I did. I've also killed some bosses, so he's been giving me some boss killing points, which are pretty cool. So now I have maybe dropping more rare items and then waystones. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one. We could maybe just do the chests, but I'm not really that down with, like, super excited about chests. We could do rarity and quantity of items found. I don't really have any rarity on my gear, so rarity could definitely serve me well. Or we could just do more precursor stuff, which is chill. Like, I could maybe even unspec these two. And then if I really wanted to, just do more pack size, which is kind of cool. More magic monsters sounds great. Shrines are really fun. The quantity of waystones found on my map, though, this interests me. This interests me. Could I go down here for that? Yeah, maybe I'll actually do that. Maybe I'll go pack size and quantity instead of precursors. Anyway, I think that just about covers much of what we're doing here, right? Kind of gets you guys squared away. Really fun build. I'm loving it. It plays smooth, especially with the attack speed. Like I was saying, it's got a lot of room to sort of maneuver as the demands of the game sort of progress. The main things I'm looking for right now... Wait, why'd you turn my buff off? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I have 30 spirit laying around. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention. When I'm not playing Overwhelming Presence, I like to slot a Vitality in my Herald of Ash to make better use of my spirit. Yeah, sorry about that. That's another swap thing that needs to happen. Oh, speaking of Berserk, I do like to use Berserk sometimes. I don't feel like as like super cozy safe with Berserk, but that is a sick extra skill to use if you wanted to. Berserk. Where is that? Where did I put it? Berserk is around here somewhere. I don't know where it went, but anyway. There it is. Berserk is around here somewhere. It grants you life leech per rage, but you also lose life while you're enraged. But it does grant 44% increased rage effect, so you get a bunch more damage. So it's definitely something to consider. It's just like, I don't usually use that, but it is something fun to do. Like if you're like just power farming maps, not scared at all, you just blast. And again, I don't need mana because of blood magic, and I can wear a two-handed weapon in my one-hander because of Giant's Blood. Those are like the big keystone passives with a positive effect and a negative effect. Cannibalism is just too expensive, I think. I don't think I can do cannibalism, but maybe I could. I think the regen all the time is cool. Where is old cannibalism? Yeah, we don't have that on there either. Where's cannibalism? Did I have it in my inventory somewhere? Anyway, yeah, where you get 4% thing on kill. I think I might be able to put that on there instead of just regen. You could. Life on kill instead of just good old normal regen. Could. Can't do both though, huh? I think the vitality is just 20 spirit, yeah. Yeah, I think I like the regen just in general more. But that's another fine option. Cannibalism, yeah, it's another fine option. Could pop that in there too. But alright, let's wrap this video up. And we will continue. Lots of different things we could do. Lots of different fun combinations. The main goals I'm looking for right now are to get more chaos resistance and more jeweler's orbs to expand the support slots I have for some of the main skills that I'm using. I think those are the things that will really expand my power. In addition to just getting better gear, just more stats, better stuff. I need chaos res while keeping my other resistances intact, and I need more jeweler's orbs of a higher quality to rank up my stuff. And of course, we just need more currency to just do all of those things. And that's the plan right now, is keep farming resources, do some higher maps to farm XP, keep having a blast, and keep making these build update videos for you guys every day, along with showing off, you know, hours and hours of gameplay on stream. That'll be the plan. Let's wrap this video up so we can get it up on YouTube for the boys. Make sure you show it some love in the likes and the comments. If you enjoyed, stay tuned for more and come hang out with us on stream. We'll see you guys there. Peace.